Welcome to the East End. I'm Erin Colton.
And I'm Joe Arena.
We've got lots to see this weekend.
And while you're exploring it all with us, don't forget to play along in our East End trivia game. You'll see questions pop up during the show. Scan that QR code on the screen, submit your answers, and you might just win some East End swag.
The countdown to Thanksgiving is on.
And there's no better place to source your family's feast than a farm on the East End.
Yeah, here at Lewin's in Calverton, they have fresh grown veggies that make great Thanksgiving sides. We're talking about Brussels sprouts, squash, potatoes, corn, cauliflower.
And of course, the star of the show is the bird.
And one North Fork family up the road, they have been turning out turkeys for nearly 8 decades. We head to Miloski's Poultry Farm as they prepare for their busiest time of the year.
We'll feed the turkeys, and then I usually change the water, make sure everything's fresh, and then usually I'll go to the store and start my day.
Mark Miloski Jr. was born, raised, and now helps run his family's farm on Long Island's East End.
My grandfather started it in 1946. I kind of just want to carry on his legacy.
79 years, Miloski Poultry Farm has been in operation. Mark Jr. now works alongside his dad, Mark Sr., just like he did with his dad.
My dad was great. We worked together for about 40 years.
Over nearly 8 decades, not much has changed on the 30-acre farm in Calverton, including how they raise their free-range turkeys.
Once they're outside, they're healthier. They're happy. And if you have a happy turkey, that's how it's going to taste.
It makes the bird taste so much better being raised outside. They're out in the sun, they're happy. They have a short life, but it's a happy life.
And right now is go time for the Miloskis, as is every November leading up to Thanksgiving.
It's mayhem around here. Work about 20 hours a day till December 1st. We're gonna go feed some turkeys right now, make sure everything is good. All right, let's go check the feed.
And although it's busy season, Mark took the time out to show me what life is like on the farm. Mark, before we go in, has any of them ever nipped at you or anything? No. So I'm good.
You're good. Might give you a little peck on your boot, but that's about all.
Hi guys.
Yeah, don't be scared.
Hi guys. Hey,
All right.
I'm Erin. Hi.
This is Erin,
Wow,
guys.
these are big.
Like that's a tom right there. You see with the blue face there?
A tom?
Yeah, that's a male turkey.
What are the girls' names?
No, they don't have a name. No, just Tom. We only have Tom. That is a good question. I'm not too sure.
Okay, let's create one.
Yeah.
Teresa.
Teresa.
Teresa the turkey.
So this is Teresa.
Okay.
We're gonna put some feed in the turkey pen. All right.
All right.
Good job, Erin.
No one wants any food. Guys, it's food. Over here. Oh, nope, over here. Sorry. Whoa! After meeting the turkeys, I thought it was time to learn a little more about them. I was under the premonition that turkeys were brown, but that is just because I've seen wild turkeys?
Yeah, those are the wild turkeys. They're a lot different. They're full of muscle. They're not bred to eat. These aren't meat. They're just curious.
How old are the turkeys before, it happens?
3 to 6 months. The 3 months old will be like 12 to 15 pounds, and the older ones will be the big guys, 25 to 30 pounds.
How many turkeys do you have on the farm?
About 3,500. Usually sell 500 a day. Every day people will come in and we'll sell a few hundred each day. Hopefully they'll all be gone. That's the goal every year. I've never run out of birds. I'll run out of certain sizes here and there.
The Miloskis sell their turkeys out of their modest, old-school looking store. And their turkeys aren't the only fresh meat they offer.
We sell a lot of exotic meats like buffalo and venison and kangaroo, camel, ostrich, frog. I make my own kibasi and sausages. I just try to have good, high-quality protein.
What do you guys do on Thanksgiving?
Oh, we eat turkey. Usually the Monday and Tuesday after Thanksgiving we rest.
You must see generation after generation kind of come to this farm to get their holiday meals. What's that like for you?
It's awesome. We still have a bunch of 90-year-old women that have been coming since my grandpa opened the store. Just seeing everybody get older and still come, it's special. 79
years strong and excited for the future on the farm.
My real goal is to get to 100 years. So we're 22 years away from that. This is my life. It's not work, it's home.
We have to be doing something right because we've been in business a long time.
They are working hard over there.
Yeah, you can tell this is the final push.
Yeah. All right, we got the turkey, we got the sides. Don't sleep on those desserts.
Yeah, from pies to pastries, it's all made from scratch at the family-owned Blue Duck Bakery in Southold. For For Nancy and Keith Corus, becoming the owners of one of the most popular businesses on the East End was no accident. But it wasn't perfect planning either. It all started further west on the island, and Nancy and Keith weren't making pies, cookies, and baking bread.
We opened an English, Irish, and Scottish deli. We made meat pies, sausages, black pudding. We made haggis for the Waldorf Astoria for 20 years. We did it everywhere.
In 1985, the Coruses decided to add baking to the list, but the plan, once again, was anything but perfect.
Hurricane Gloria came in and blew us right off the face of the earth. We had to claim bankruptcy, we had to start all over, and he got a job with King Cullen.
Keith also enrolled in courses at the Culinary Institute in Manhattan. Over time, he became an artisan baker.
So he learned all this European baking. So we brought it back to King Cullen, and they were like, well, we didn't really buy the equipment.
The Corus family, including their 3 children, opened Blue Duck Bakery in Southampton in 1999. They're now celebrating their 25th year on the East End. And since leaving Southampton, they now have 2 locations in Southold and Greenport.
We jumped in with 2 feet, as Nancy and Keith always do.
And Keith's bread isn't just on tables locally. It's a staple at many restaurants from Montauk to Manhattan.
A lot of customers find us either from the city, they know us from the city, so when they come out, they're like, oh, there's actually a store here.
A store packed with goodies and savory favorites like cheesecakes, cobblers, cookies, and a fruit cake they're famous for. And with Thanksgiving right around the corner, this time of year, it's all about pies.
We have on order right now a little over 5,000 pies.
And even with their most amount of work of the year in front of them, Keith let me stamp out a few apple and apple crumb pies, 2 of their most popular around the holiday season.
I gotta do 5,000.
And another all-year-round favorite are Blue Duck's baguettes.
When we were in Southampton, we used to do maybe 800 on a good weekend.
Today, Keith is baking a variety of nearly 1,500 baguettes a day. An order I could clearly not handle. And while there's a lot of joy and even some laughter that goes into being a baker at Blue Duck, there's one thing you won't find.
We don't use any preservatives. All our products are made to be eaten. They're not made to be held for days on end. Everything here is if you made it at home.
And if you're wondering why the name,
Well, there's the big duck, and then there's the blue duck. It's like the blue duck. The blue duck. Okay, is that cool? Yeah, we'll go with the blue duck.
and why the pose and not sitting on the water.
We're going to Southampton. I need a duck with attitude. That's why the duck is looking over his shoulder.
And this time of year, everyone is looking to the duck for that perfect pie, cookie, cake, or slice of bread to fill out their holiday menu.
It really is all about the desserts.
I could celebrate everything on that menu.
Well, another traditional Thanksgiving dish is cranberries. And did you know that there's an East End preserve where you can tour that the fruit used to grow at?
We teamed up with Discover Long Island for a walk through Cranberry Bog Nature Preserve.
Discover the hidden beauty of a peaceful sanctuary that once used to be a thriving cranberry farm here at Cranberry Bog Nature Preserve in Riverhead. Set in the wetlands, this charming 165-acre preserve is not only a natural reservoir for Long Island's fresh water supply, but this preserve is also what remains of an abandoned cranberry growing operation.
It's a little treasure tucked away off Lake Avenue, just south of Riverhead. This was owned by the Woodhull family, and in 1889, they decided to take these ponds and grow cranberries. And this stayed a cranberry bog until it was purchased by the county in 1967 as open space and designated in 1987 as parkland to preserve this pond, known as Sweezy Pond, and make sure that it was forever wild. And this is Long Island in its natural state.
Visitors can enjoy a leisurely 1-mile loop trail around Sweezy Pond with stunning sights of local plant life, bird species, and other wildlife. This preserve is truly a hidden gem, offering a peaceful escape to connect with nature and a part of Long Island's history. For more information, check the Suffolk County Parks website. For Discover Long Island, I'm Brianna McEnroe.
Thanks, Brianna.
Still ahead.
You're like your own little factory.
I like to do 12 at a time.
The East End Vineyard, where they're making more than just wine. Welcome back. The beginning of the holiday season always includes a little bit of gift giving, especially if you want to thank whoever cooked your Thanksgiving dinner. Here at Pugliese Vineyards in Cutchogue, you can give some wine with a personal touch.
People get invited for the holidays for dinner. Bring a basket with you. People love it. They love it.
At Pugliese Vineyards in Cutchogue, they are selling more than just your typical wine bottles.
I paint a numerous amount of glasses all year long. We have champagne flutes to go with the champagne bottle and wine glasses to go with the wine bottles.
Pat Pugliese has owned the family-run vineyard along the gorgeous North Fork Wine Trail on Long Island's East End for more than 30 years. Painting glasses all started with her husband asking her to create their wine labels.
We came out here, my husband said, I want to make a champagne. He said, draw a beautiful label that we could put on the bottle. Then I took a couple of empty bottles and I started getting out my little things that I work with, and I came up with my label that I have now, and I showed it to my husband. He said, perfect.
Pat then started what's now the winery's special trademark, personalized bottles and wine glasses. I've always wanted to kind of see the magic happen up close, so this is special for me.
All hand painted by me. No stencil. As you can see, everything's done by hand. Because people can say, oh, she chooses a stencil. I don't use no stencil. No, this is all me. And that's it.
You're like your own little factory.
I like to do 12 at a time, one case. It takes me approximately now to do one case of glasses, like maybe 45 minutes.
All of this is set up for holiday time.
Yes, we have all the baskets ready, all the Christmas bows on everything, but I love it. I love doing it. I love seeing people happy when they buy them and they look great. And I personalize anything here that they want for happy holidays, Merry Christmas, whatever they want on the bottle.
Pugliese is also a perfect spot before your Thanksgiving holiday stop, because along with the personalized painted bottles and glasses, their champagne and port wine are great to sip and savor.
A lot of people do love dessert wines, especially for the holidays. We have a late harvest Niagara, a late harvest Riesling, and then we had a white port, Raffaello white port. That's made with a Niagara and a Muscat. Nobody out here grows a Niagara but us.
And for a Thanksgiving toast,
we have 4 champagnes, 4 sparkling wines. They go from dry to a little bit sweet. They go from no sugar added to 1% residual sugar in one, and then we have a sparkling Merlot. And we also have a Dolce Patricia, which my husband named after me, even though I do not drink. Nothing.
Yes, Pat sticks to painting. And although her husband, Ralph, died years ago, her 2 sons, daughter, and 8 grandkids help run the show. And one thing's for sure, everyone in the Pugliese family is proud of this little must-stop spot on Long Island's East End.
We created this, and I'm glad that people know about it. They come. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing.
Oh, the perfect drink for the holidays.
It sure is. Our next stop takes us to an East End institution where they're preparing a Thanksgiving feast you can bring home to your entire family.
Yeah, we head to the North Fork Table and Inn to see what they're cooking up for Thanksgiving.
North Fork Table records show that it was initially founded in 1905, and it was here as the Sunset Inn, frequently visited by tourism and people that wanted to see the beauty of the North Fork, the landscapes, the water, and really come out here and experience the farming and the hospitality.
And staying true to what so many have come to identify with this restaurant and inn was a main focus of Michelin star chef John Fraser, who bought the property in 2019. And even though the restaurant got a makeover, what mattered most stayed the same.
The menu is still super fresh, locally sourced ingredients on the food side. It was probably the first real farm-to-table restaurant. And when we took it over in 2019, we really tried to continue the legacy that they somewhat created. We try to work as much with the local farmers as we can. The menus are extremely seasonal. There's nothing you'll find on the summer menu that's on the spring menu or on the fall menu. We try to really encompass that North Fork feeling on both the wine and the food side. People come from Connecticut, people come from Jersey, people come from the city. People tend to drive an hour and a half, have dinner, stay overnight. We have 4 beautiful in-rooms upstairs. We have the 2 fireplaces. There's a fireplace upstairs in one of the rooms. You got the light wood tinted finishes, the beautiful cushiony chairs, and with the walls around it. It just gives you this really beautiful, warm, encompassing feeling.
And you can bring a piece of that warmth to your home this holiday season. If you're hosting Thanksgiving this year, the North Fork Table & Inn is offering a 3-course Thanksgiving dinner to go. And that includes broiled stuffed clams and turkey leg confit.
We confit the turkey legs for 2 hours, then we pick them apart, layer them, press them overnight, and finish with crispy skin. So it's sort of the best parts of the turkey leg.
And Chef Sophia showed me how to make some delicious homemade ice cream to go along with any of these beautiful pies. All it takes is mixing up some sweet condensed milk, heavy cream, then adding vanilla, or in this case, whiskey.
Whiskey in cream tastes exactly like vanilla, and that is because vanilla extract is made with bourbon if it's high quality.
After it's mixed, it goes in the freezer for about 6 to 8 hours.
You can now say, you made your own ice cream today.
Sure.
Cheers.
A simple recipe, but done right and full of flavor. 2 things Chef Fraser prides himself on, especially here.
For him, this is not just a business, but it's also a passion project.
To learn more about North Fork Table & Inn, just scan the QR code at the bottom of the screen. Still ahead,
Flowers give so many people happiness.
where you can find farm-fresh cornucopias for your Thanksgiving table.
Welcome back. One of the most special things about Thanksgiving and the start of the holiday season are the traditions.
Yeah, and there's nothing more special than a fresh cornucopia on your table.
At Gabrielsen's Country Farm in Jamesport, that's their specialty.
Flowers give so many people happiness. You watch that plant grow from a little seedling into a flower of beauty. It's just a wonderful thing to experience. I'm Christina Gabrielsen, a 5th-generation farmer. My great-great-grandparents moved out here in the 1880s. They started farming out here in Aquebogue. My grandparents moved over into the flower side of farming, and we've continued that tradition. My grandparents, my parents, myself, my sister. This is a family business here. I grew up in the greenhouses. My first word was flower. I loved being outside. I loved following my parents around, my grandparents around. Sorry. Growing up, I followed my grandmother. Once upon a time, we didn't open for Thanksgiving. We closed after the fall season. And I said to my grandmother, I said, I would like to do centerpieces for Thanksgiving. And she said, sure, no problem. And she whipped these centerpieces together and said, okay. And I tried to do it and I was like, I don't know how I'm gonna do this. And she said, okay, just, stick them in there. She taught me just about everything I know about growing. She patiently showed me, and over the years, I grew a talent for it and eventually got my license for floral design. At Thanksgiving time, we make the cornucopias. I put together about 30 or 40 of them pre-made, and people come and pick out whatever ones that they like. Cornucopia symbolizes abundance and harvest, so a lot of times they're filled with flowers, produce, even nuts. I make them very colorful. Some people like the design because I do make it very full and very overflowing so that it looks like the flowers are actually spilling out of the cornucopia, so it looks very traditional. The East End for me is home. It's where I was born, where I was raised. It's everything wonderful about Long Island.
Wow, what a cool thing to do and good for the whole family.
Sure is.
All right, time now to check your answers on our East End trivia game. If you've been playing along, scan that QR code on your screen, submit your answers, and you might just win some East End swag.
You'll also find more information on our website about all the places that we've explored in this episode.
And while you're there, let us know about your favorite places to visit on the East End, from the lavish to the local.
Because it just may be our next adventure. See you next time.